Well, good morning. Today is Thursday, August 19th. Kylie's in the back seat. Say hi, Kylie.
Hi.
Kylie's my niece. My sister Denise had to go to the eye doctor's. She had cataract surgery yesterday, and she's going for her follow-up, and we're not allowed in the office. So I thought we'd sit in the car and we would do our meeting highlights. This week, today is Thursday, August 19th. I'm not sure I told you that. But anyway, this weekly is how to finally stop negative body talk. I should start off with showing you how I did this week. I had a really bad gain last week. I gained 5.8 pounds, which I knew there was no way I was going to lose that much weight this week. But I really put my best effort forward to lose as much as I could. So let's see how much I lost. 3.4. I'm really happy with that, because if you've been watching me for a while, the last couple months at least, you see that I'm struggling just to lose a pound a week. So losing 3.4 shows you how dedicated I was to what a reality check that was. It snapped me back into reality, that how quickly I can put my weight back on. And I was kind of having some negative talk. I really was. And it reminded me myself of the quote that I put at the beginning, is like, negative thoughts will always lead you to failure. I always try to think that whatever I put out into the universe negative, that it's going to come back and hit me. And I was really kind of doubting my progress, really doubting my sincerity in trying to lose my weight. And I really wasn't throwing as many positive vibes out into the universe as I was negative vibes. And the negative ones came back to bite me for the last 6 or 7 months. And I'm turning that thought process around, because I've come too far to not go farther, because I have lost 78.4 pounds altogether. I know people get upset with me when I keep telling you, but I have to say it out loud, put it out into the universe to remind myself that my best loss so far has been 96.2. So I was within 3.8 pounds of reaching my 100-pound goal. And so I've gained back about 18 pounds. Way more than that, because I'm on my way losing again. But I've realized that the negative thoughts, negative images that I was having in my mind was what was contributing to my losing my focus, losing my way. And I took too big of a detour. So I'm back, working my way back to that main road, and I'm going to get there. But anyway, today is how to finally stop negative talk. Change the way you think about your body. We all have that favorite thing on our body, and then our features that we don't like. I have a big butt. I just have a big butt. I have a hard time losing weight in my lower extremities. I look kind of thin on the top, but then I kind of go out. So that I just think negatively about that. But then I got to think of the positive things. I have some place to sit. It cushions me if I fall. I mean, there's things that, like advantages to it. To try to think of what my best feature is, I really think my best feature is my smile. Even though I have really crappy teeth, I just really have really bad teeth. But the good part about my teeth is they're my teeth. They're all mine. That I have not one fake tooth in my mouth. They're all my own teeth, and they help me to eat and stay healthy, and people can look past that. But I do find that my smile is my best physical feature. I think my personality is my other feature. That just my attitude towards life, I think, is a good feature too. But let's get back to the topic here. Negative self-image talk stops right here. Instead, redirect critical thoughts by listing all of the amazing things your body does for you every single day, which is true. My teeth help me to eat. My butt keeps me from cushioning my fall if I fall, because I've reached the age where they say you're going to start falling. The only falls I've had recently are when I tripped over the dog leash earlier in the summer, and when I fell off the ladder. But I have a thing about ladders, and I was only on the 3rd rung, I never go to the third rung. That was why I fell. I usually only go to the second rung, but I couldn't reach something, and I had to like really be brave and go up to that third rung. So when I was counting down, because I count them off as I'm going, I thought I only had 2 steps to go back. And so the last step I thought was my floor step, and it wasn't. I needed 1 more step. And so I did fall. But anyway, so you think about that. Let's say you're critical about the way your arms look in a tank top. Before you throw yourself some shade, take a moment to think how wonderful your arms are. Make that mental shift that may not come naturally at first. It may feel awkward, but be patient with yourself and really think about it. Because, you know, I mean, we all have our really good features and stuff. I think I have like a thin wrist. I really do. Like a thin arm. Not here. Don't pay attention to the flab. I do think that if I look at my arms, it looks like from this. It looks thin. But I have a hard time with a watch because I can't find a watch band. I have to get men's watch bands. Same with my feet. I have big feet. I have to usually I always get my socks in the men's department. I never get my socks in the women's department because even the largest size of the women's just doesn't fit right. So who knows, you know. And then sometimes shoes. Even shoes I'll get in the men's department only because they fit a little bit better. I always buy my underwear in the women's department though. But you know what? Some of the men's underwear is kind of unisex looking. I probably could get away with it, but I have no problem finding underwear. TMI, I understand. But anyway, try these 2 things that they're telling you to do. Or well, there's more than 2. There's 3. Visualize a part of your body you're focused on. And try to think what you think negatively about that part of the body, and then turn it around and think of something positive about that part of the body. Think about the part you use of that body part and why it's important to you. Your arms prepare you to food and hug people. If people know me, they know I'm not a hugger. But guess what? The pandemic changed that thought. Just the fact that I couldn't get a hug for a whole year and a half changed my way of thinking and appreciating so much more what a hug truly means. Because guess what? I hug now. Who'd have thunk that I would reach the point where I would hug? But I'm back hugging people. So if you see me coming, look out, because there's a hug coming your way. And I do hope that next summer that I can travel a little bit more and get to meet some of my YouTube subscribers. Hoping to go to a family reunion in Boston next year. So I'm hoping to meet Recipes with Roy. I'm going to meet up with him. Jim and I are hoping to go to Gettysburg, and then I'm going to meet Joan's Pointed Plate. I'm going to meet her. I'm looking forward to meeting Sue, Slims Down, and Sparkling Susan, who live in Ohio. Robbie was supposed to, at Frecky Fit Wolf, we were supposed to meet last year, but with the COVID got really bad, and he was going to bring the TMI queen, Amy. They were going to come in, but things just didn't work out. And I do have subscribers that I've met. Cheryl Bradley I've met. Esther Newman, who lives in London, when she comes back, when she's able to come back to the States, I'll get with her for lunch again. We've went to lunch 3 times, I think. We've gone to lunch. Esther, I miss you. I do. But there's so many people I want to meet. There's people in here. The Prep Whisperer lives by me. Danielle Nicole doesn't live that far from me. There's a Diane Dravinsky doesn't live that far from me. There's a lot of people. Dravisky. I always put an N in her name. There's no N. Dravski. Anyway, look out, you're going to get a hug. I know this whole long explanation started with that, but anyway. So now they tell you to dive a little deeper. They're saying, Sandy, you've had enough of that subject. Let's stop. Let's face it, it can be pretty common to have negative thoughts about your body appearance. If those nagging thoughts come up, try shifting your attention away of how you look to what your body actually does. This can help you feel more confident and inspire you to continue to make healthy choices. Think about it this way. You may not love the way your stomach looks, but it's vital for gut health. Not a fan of your nose? You couldn't breathe without it. Making that mental shift may not come naturally at first. It's okay if it feels a tad awkward. Just be patient with yourself and keep at it. I tend to, you know what, when I look at people, I really don't look at how they look at first. I mean, obviously when you look at somebody, you're going to judge somebody by how they look first of all. and you're just going to say, you know, how they look. But when I describe people to other people, I don't say, you know, like Recipes with Roy. If I was going to describe Recipes with Roy, I would say he looks to me like Billy Bob Thornton, and he always sits on his porch, and he just seems like somebody that would be just somebody that you could sit on the porch and talk to. And that's how I would describe him. And then so that's kind of like a physical description, I guess. But Kim, at A Girl on Her Phone, I would say, you know what? She's one of those kind of women that you can just sit on the porch and talk with her for hours and hours and hours on end. And when it's all done, you're just going to think that only a couple minutes passed, because it's not going to seem that like any time was spent with her. If I was to describe Joan at Joan's Pointed Plate, she's a good cook. She's a good family person. She loves her mom. I got to take this. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Kylie too. We're still waiting for Denise. But anyway, I forget where I was at, but I know it was like talking about being negative about your body, and just try to be a little bit more positive. Now, being positive doesn't mean you're going to ignore the negative things in your life. There's a lot of negative things in our life that we have to kind of deal with sometimes, and you know, my teeth at my age. The negative thought was like, my negative thought could be like, you know, you got really bad teeth, Sandy. There's just, you know, that's so negative. People look at your teeth and they think, oh, they think negatively. That doesn't mean that I can't think positively about it and not ignore the fact that my teeth do the purpose. They serve the purpose that they're in my mouth for. So, like I said, just because you're being positive doesn't mean you're ignoring the negative. You're acknowledging the negative, but being positive that you're going to overcome it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. In a nutshell, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But we all have features that we don't like. That's true of everybody. And whether they're physical or just, you know, like I'm very critical. I'm a very critical person, and I think I'm more critical of myself than I am of other people. But that's a negative aspect of me. But I'm positive I can overcome it if I give it a little bit of effort. That's what I'm trying to say. The recipe this week, you know what? I like the things that are in it. It's a breakfast stuffed pepper. The reason I'll leave a picture at the end of what the pepper looks like, and I'll leave in the description box below the recipe itself if you want to try it. I personally, to me it looks like either a fried egg or a soft fried, like a over easy egg, or a sunny side egg. More a sunny side egg. It looks more like a sunny side egg. I'm kind of particular with my eggs. I kind of like my eggs like in an omelet or scrambled or hard boiled. Those are about the only. I'll occasionally eat a poached egg, but I couldn't tell you the last time I had a poached egg. But this is 6 points on the green plant and 4 points on blue and purple. You start off with 4 medium red peppers, a cup of reduced fat shredded Mexican style cheese. No, I like the Velveeta cheese shreds, but the problem I have with the cheese shreds from Velveeta is they really don't melt very well. So what I like to do is I'll usually use like a 1/4 cup of the Mexican style Velveeta shreds, but then I'll put a tablespoon of like my regular full fat cheese into it, just to kind of give it a little bit more of a melty flavor, or you know, like a factor, and help it melt a little bit. But then also has 4 slices of crisp cooked bacon, 4 large eggs, 1 pinch of salt, 1 pinch of black pepper, 1 pinch of paprika, and a tablespoon of parsley. And it cooks in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. I think you could lower this recipe, obviously, if you I think they're using regular sliced bacon. I think if you use center cut bacon, you could cut that down. And yeah, maybe not. Well, yeah, and if you didn't use a whole cup of the cheese, but the cheese is what probably makes it. So anyway, enough babbling about that. Let's get back to stop thinking negatively. We're going to start thinking positively about our body image, and we will get a lot farther in life. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit that like button, share if you think somebody would like to see it. As always, stay safe. Kylie, you want to say goodbye? She's got her headphones on. She can't hear us. So, okay, I'll talk to you guys on my daily vlog. Stop thinking negatively.